Alrighty guys, we're back for some Rakdos artifacts, and this is a Brothers War standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. But first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Speaking of the Discord, guys, this was a suggestion over in that Discord, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's going to be a fun one. I did some rearranging here, guys, because the prototype on Fleshgorger is what you're going to be casting that out on. It's going to be very rare to see the 7-mana version of Fleshgorger in this build. What do we got in here? We got a couple Hammerhands, 4 Rabbit Batteries, 3 Sticky Fingers, and 2 Turtle Doves. Actually, 2 Eater of Virtues. So, 2 mana spot, guys. We got a single Transmogrant Crown, 2 Blade of the Onis, 2 Go for the Throats, 2 Abrades, 4 Lizard Blades, 4 Patchwork Automatons, 2 Thran Power Suits. Okay, here's a card we don't get to see too often. A 2 mana equipment with equip cost of 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it and has ward 2. This card is actually pretty sick. I really wish the equip cost was only 1, but that's just way too greedy of a thought because that would be really good probably. So yeah, that's why we have the auras on the top end. You know, Sticky Fingers is also pretty amazing with the treasures being able to get you your double black for like the Fleshgorger, or just be able to use those extra treasures to actually equip like Lizard Blades to something, or use it to equip the Rabbit Battery as well. The extra mana is going to be incredible. But then also Hammerhand works well with all of our menacing creatures in here as well, because not only does the opponent have to double block the creatures with menace, but now you're taking one of those most important blockers out of the equation with the Hammerhand, so that's pretty cool. I guess I probably should have went over Eater of Virtue as well, because we don't see it too often. 1 mana legendary artifact equipment. Whenever equipped creature dies, exile it. Equipped creature gets +2/+0. As long as a card exiled with Eater of Virtue has flying, equipped creature has flying. The same is true for First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Hexproof, Indestructible, Lifelink, Menace, Protection, Reach, Trample, and Vigilance. And the equip cost here is 1, so that's pretty cool, guys. It could be as simple as like your Rabbit Battery dying with this on. Rabbit Battery gets exiled, and now the next creature you equip with Eater of Virtue will have that haste. So that's pretty sweet, right? Okay, I already went over the Fleshgorger. Wait, did I already go? I mentioned the Fleshgorger, but yeah, the prototype is 1 in double black. It's a 3/3. It has Menace, Lifelink, and the ward here. Pay life equal to Phyrexian Fleshgorger's power. So something like this dying with an Eater of Virtue on it as well is pretty ridiculous, because now the next thing you equip is going to have that Menace and Lifelink. That is awesome, guys. But yeah, we know Fleshgorger, huh? It's really powerful. We have 3 Liberators in here as well. We've been seeing Urza's Battlethopter here and there, but not too often. I've played with it a couple times already. It's a pretty cool one. So 3 mana, 1/2 with Flash and Flying. You may cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had Flash. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast that spell is greater than Liberator Urza's Battlethopter's power, put a +1/+1 counter on Liberator. Very neat card, guys. It's going to allow us to do things like keep our removal open, like our Go for the Throat, but then also have like a Lizard Blades open. So if we don't use our removal, just drop our Lizard Blades. That sounds pretty neat. But also it can have us do pretty neat combat tricks as well when Patchwork Automaton's on the board, and you can flash out some artifacts on your opponent's turn while blocking with the Automaton, for example. Sounds awesome. Top end here is another card we don't get to see too often. One of my favorite uncommons from Neon Dynasty, a 4 mana 2/3 with reach, and when it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. Hey, even giving this like flash off of the Urza's Battlethopter sounds pretty cool, huh? Turn 3 Battlethopter, turn 4 Twinshot Sniper on the opponent's turn. Sounds awesome. So, has a channel ability here too. For 1 in a red, you can discard it. It deals 2 damage to any target. Yeah, not bad. Just doubling for more early game removal sounds pretty good. Have a single Mishra's Foundry in the mana base, as well as a Crucible. and an Abandoned Mire, a couple Bloodfell Caves, because I do think the mana is going to be a little bit greedy, especially with the double black on the Fleshgorger, but we'll see overall. Single honorable mention, the lonely little cut down over here. Just the concept of this honorable mention is don't forget more removal, as I tend to not play with as much removal as required. So, you know, maybe add some removal of choice. Cut down is definitely an option. Okay, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked and see how we do. We'll see if we can get right into that first match here. I am playing at a little bit of a different time of day. Oh, looks fine. Yep, waiting for the opponent. Nice. I was a little concerned that maybe it would take a little longer, but 10 seconds is 100% fine. All right, we go first. That's good news. Solid hand. Yeah, we'll keep this. This is completely fine. Probably get that automaton down first. Single island, okay. Let's get that automaton down. Yep, the ward too, so Fading Hope doesn't hit it. Not yet, at least, right? Second island comes down, ready for the Make Disappear. Well, if that's the case, Sticky Fingers is probably the best bet. Let's start with Sticky Fingers. Try to get a little bit more mana on the board. Right, and if they want to Make Disappear, then we have the two available. And at that point, that was pretty suspicious, huh? That was pretty suspicious. One would I've rather them counter. Well, I'm gonna try it. Let's do Blade of the Oni, and I'd rather keep the Lizard Blades because I think having double strike on this automaton would be a little bit better. Wow, it hits the board. Oh, buddy. All right, well, about to get that extra treasure here too. That is awesome, guys. So we have 4 mana available. If we can equip the Lizard Blades to it next turn, that would be something else. I mean, we have the 4th mana here with the mountain too, so. Okay, third island hits the board here. Just gonna pass it on over. Must just be maybe a generic counterspell. Go for the Throat will be good for their, whenever they play their Djinn, right? If that's the type of mono blue they're playing. Could just equip the Blade of the Oni. I can only imagine. I'm gonna try the Lizard Blades. Here's why. One, we get a counter, but maybe it's just a fading, and then they pay the extra 2 to bounce the automaton. And if that's the case, we'll want to go for as much damage as possible. So we'll equip the Blade of the Oni, even though we would get an extra treasure. I think splitting up this damage is the best bet. Like, if they bounce Blade of the Oni, that's much better for us than them paying to bounce the other one. Okay, well, I'm going to keep Hammerhands in hand, because that could help us wrap up this game, too, if they get any big blockers down. The opponent has played nothing yet. Okay. Fading Hope has to happen here in a second. Okay, Fading Hope, pay the 2, yep. So I think it's good that we split this up, for sure. Unfortunately, Sticky Fingers doesn't draw us a card now, because that's when the creature dies. But that's okay, that's a ton of damage, huh? And, yep, I'll keep the Hammerhand in hand. Fourth island hits. Well, I can only imagine we're going to be playing into a counter spell for the rest of the game, right? But at the same time, they want to try to get a creature down at least. Could be Fading Hope number 2, but then we keep the Lizard Blades on the board. Okay, this is interesting. So, Hammerhand can just go ahead and get around the Djinn right now. And so if they use their one island to counter it, then we just go for the throw at the Djinn. I think that's good. Let's do that. Let's see what happens here. Either way, we're gonna get through, hopefully. I guess technically this could just be another Fading Hope for Blade of the Oni. But again, as soon as they tap out, we're taking out this Djinn. And then I'll probably go... I'll probably still get the Patchwork down this turn then. Wow. Wow, they are taking this damage, guys. I guess maybe the counter for Patchwork? Either way, I should probably hit the Djinn, right? Counter, go for the throat, get Patchwork down? Nah. Let's have the counter happen on Patchwork Automaton and then go for the throat on the Djinn? The Patchwork hit, guys. I mean, I don't want them to untap with all that mana, so I better hit this Djinn on our turn. Here's the counter. Okay, they let us have the Patchwork. Oh, a negate. Oh, it was a specific counter. Okay, okay. Well, that makes a lot more sense then, huh? See, that negate didn't hit the Hammerhand, so they'd rather have taken the damage than had their Djinn die, which is... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's not good. Oh no, we need to top deck our Abrade immediately. I can't even... Oh, I can re-equip these, luckily. That's good, I guess. Kind of, right? We drew a mountain so we can flash in the Liberator too. Wow. So we want to reconfigure onto Patchwork. So if we flash in Liberator, get that counter on the Patchwork, where do you guys think they block here? Once the Patchwork dies and the other creature dies, we'll still have a Lizard Blades and a Liberator? I think that's fine. Let's see where they end up blocking, because they don't know it's in hand, like, at all. They just block with our creature? That makes sense, because the Flying Djinn. Dude, I love Invoke the Winds on the top end of a blue build. That's pretty cool, guys. Anyways, we get to keep Patchwork here. If they would have blocked with the Djinn, then it would have been a trade. Okay. Yeah, being able to flash that down, acting as a combat trick is pretty sweet. Thirst for discovery, man. Okay. They're looking for something already. I guess they could always play an island, have a ton open, play second Djinn, maybe. Yeah, this isn't looking great for us anymore. I thought it was looking pretty good for a little while there, but I mean, it took the opponent a second to play stuff. Oh, no. Oh, no. Top decking a land. This deck does need a lot of, like, needs a lot of resources. Could go a little bit wide with the Lizard Blades, but nothing is certain. Nothing is certain, guys. Not when they have 3 islands open and they can bounce more. I am thinking, because we take the Lizard Blades off in full swing. Patchwork's still a 2-2. This is a 1-2. They block the Lizard Blades and take 3, but again, it's not certain. 3 islands open. Things cost less. I think we have to pass, guys. Oh, that's rough. All right, we need to try something amazing next turn. But hey, our deck did a really cool thing this game. Like, overall, losing the Blade of the Oni like that was terrifying to say the least, but like, also just like the cards packed into this deck. Really cool, did a thing. I'm proud. I like it. I'm already excited to try it all again. I wonder when they start swinging with this Djinn, too. Probably soon. Second Terror could hit the board, too. Nope, not yet. Okay. Well, I'm trying to think what we could possibly draw that would work, because there's a high chance of counter spells for a little while. Oh, that's right, yeah, these all have flash. But the reconfigure is a sorcery, right? Yes, only as a sorcery, so. Okay, an Essence Scatter. Well, at least it was something to play, because both of our cards... if we do that, we could reconfigure to Liberator and see if they trade in the air. A little bit weird. Well, we might as well do something, right? Or at least try. We'll see if, like, another Fading Hope comes down. Anything like that could happen, really. Yeah, let's see if they trade in the air. Or if they play a card from their hand. I wouldn't mind another Fading Hope. At least it would let us play Liberator again, buff the Automaton, Lizard Blade stays on the board. Okay, Fading Hope again. And we can actually just reconfigure Lizard Blades onto the Patchwork. I think would be fine. Because now, if they swing with Terror, we can trade with Patchwork. And if they do end up getting greedy, then they're going to need another creature on this board. Probably. Ah, there it is. Oh, no. Mono blue can be rough still. Okay, yeah, since they got the Terror there, they're feeling pretty confident. If we get another... Alright, let's take it. Let's take it. Even though they probably have more counter spells in hand, I'm still trying to go for the win, just in case. You never know. Sometimes the opponents don't have it. Hey, another Automaton. Huh. If we can keep the Battlethopter on the board, we might be okay here. They got 4 mana and 4 cards in hand, though. I have my doubts that they don't just have something here. Either way, they're forced to block the Patchwork. Then both of our... We need the Battlethopter to stay on the board to block the Djinn. In other words, we die. So we put on pressure, force them to block, or remove the Automaton. You know what? I shouldn't have played the second Automaton, because now we don't have enough mana to spend for a Make Disappear, which we needed the Thopter on the board. So I should have, I guess, led with the Liberator and then played the Automaton. Oh, it's a Dissipate anyways, so that's fine. And then the Djinn swings in the air. We'll drop him the good game. Mainly, the Invoke the Winds, that really took me by surprise. I don't know if I've seen that in Mono Blue before. I really like the addition, though. That was sweet. Okay, we can block on the ground. That Djinn's rough, man. It was actually their early decision. That was really smart from the opponent. They knew we were trying to bait out that counterspell with the Hammerhand. They knew that we probably had removal for the Djinn, so they let the Hammerhand hit, took a ton of extra damage, and then they were able to counter the Go for the Throat, which I could have tried to save in my hand and use it at a later date. But again, I don't know if that would have worked necessarily. And since they had the Dissipate, we don't know how long that was in their hand too, so drawing more removal might not have even helped at that point either, so. That was interesting. That was an interesting one for sure. It's not every day you have fun playing against Mono Blue, but this deck, it did a thing, so I can't complain, you know? Okay, good hand. Wow. Look, we can even go, like, if we don't want to go Rabbit Bat... Oh, I wonder if they trade with Rabbit Battery. I don't... I think we get a free damage through. Let's see it. Let's see it. Yes, okay, free damage. So, we can go Foundry Automaton. Probably the best bet. Nice, we got a Battlethopter now, too. This might be a trade, though. Probably not, right? I'd rather get damage on them, but we'll see. Hey, yeah. Get the Automaton down. Now, they get free damage against us, too, but yeah, it really depends what else is in the opponent's deck as well. Like, if they drop, like, a Plains, then we know it might be, like, Selesnya aggro or something like that, which could be pretty scary. Okay, yep. Wormlet gets a buff. Wow, they go for the treasure on the greeters over, like, a buff on the greeters. But they know we're not going to trade Automaton for it, probably. Well, it would be a decent trade, huh? So no blocks. Alright, let's get Haunted Ridge down. Oh, see, because I didn't prioritize getting the double black onto the board, we actually don't get to play a Fleshgorger this turn, which could have been pretty good. So I'm going to save everything for the Battlethopter play on their turn and see if we can at least, well, I don't think there will be anything to block with the Automaton, though. I don't know. That's a tough decision, because, like, we could have reconfigured Battery onto Automaton, played Eater of Virtue, then equipped this, too. Had a nice chunky Automaton to swing in. That is a third Galagreeter. We're in trouble, guys. Oh, we're in some serious trouble. The amount of life gain they can get with all these creatures, too. Oh, we're in so much trouble. And they save stuff back. Oh, man. They have 2 mana open over here as well. I mean, we could double block, but I'm not going to. Nice, at least they didn't have another 2 mana creature, my goodness. Okay, so Fleshgorger can hit. At instant speed, huh? And so could actually everything. Everything in my hand has flash right now, so that's cool. I guess we'll hold back. If we do hold back, then oh man, this is tough. This is tough, guys. I don't even know what to do with 3 Galagreeters over there. I really don't. Hey, Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Whoa. Nice. I'm guessing they bank off of the treasures for the Unearth ability. They probably have all 4 Jewel Thieves in the deck too, since they are probably banking off the treasures. And this must just be in here for the sake of being an artifact that can replenish their hand. Which, I mean, since the deck looks like it can flood the hand onto the board, that's a great addition. Oh, we're in some serious trouble here, guys. Swing with Jewel Thief, sure, sure. Let's start with Rabbit Battery number 2. Buff Automaton. Fleshgorger. Oh man. Block the Jewel Thief. What a battle, guys. What a battle. And they have 5 mana open still. Oh, more land. Oh, we might need to drop some mana, guys. But let's be real. There's, like, with all the reconfigures and everything, so much to consider. All the time. reconfigure onto Fleshgorger. Tap you, get you like this. Patchwork buff, nice. I guess Fleshgorger's the best equip, right? Guess we'll get Sulfurous Springs down too. Might as well. Go all into this Fleshgorger, honestly. This has Death Touch. Gotta be careful with that. But any double block, like this and this, that's fine. More life gain for us is probably the best bet too. Man, I don't know. Tough decisions, guys. I like swinging in the air here, though. A little bit of extra damage to balance out those Galagreator's life gains, and yep, they have to double block, though. Like I said, any double block's pretty decent. They go for the Dragon Engine. Makes sense, because they can unearth it and potentially draw pretty good here. And then, what ends up happening is our Eater of Virtue exiles. We get our rabbit batteries back on the board, right? So now whatever we equip Eater of Virtue, like to our Patchwork, for example, we might as well. Patchwork now has Lifelink and Menace. That is so cool, guys. Oh man. This is a cool deck. Yeah, they unearth it. Probably ditch their hand, especially if it's mana or something. 3 Galagreators is pretty scary, but we might be able to get there. We could just, like, even if we find some simple removal off the top, hitting one of these greeters could go a long way. It was some mana, and they do have mountains in here, so this is technically a Gruul list. So I thought maybe they were just relying heavily on treasures for the unearth, but yeah, they got red mana in here. Augur of Autumn. Yep. Opponent's list is looking cool. A battle for the ages, man. All these Galagreators are 3/3s now. Oh my goodness. When will it end? When will it end? The madness. Oh, they're passing. They're not even swimming with the Dragon Engine. Makes sense. Lifelink. But they had an open treasure too, which... Oh no, guys. Oh, crap. A mountain. Well, I'm gonna play it. We could always put Eater of Virtue in the air. But I'd rather them block stuff, right? I think so. They don't know what I could flash down onto the board either. They would need... Not only does this have Menace, I'm full swinging, guys. I'm full swinging. Not with the Foundry, though. That's an emergency blocker. In case they find a ton of damage next turn, which is possible. Like, the green Defiler could hit the board, and then they have a ton of extra mana. Augur could pop off. They could play a bunch of creatures, buff everything a ton of times, and then full swing. We're gonna, like... Oh... Buddy, look at this hit. Woo! We're going back up to 30. And I'm satisfied with everything. How we feeling? I think, yeah. I mean, yeah. In order to hit this, they would have had to triple block to kill the Patchwork. See what they hit with the research desk. Ah, they might be flooding out too. Alright, let's see what they hit here. Honestly, if they are flooding out, the research desk is perfect. Just unearth it, do it again, see what they find. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. Any artifact off the top would be awesome for us. So they have 5 mana available still here, guys. And right now they actually can't cast... They don't have the Coven for the Augur. They need to buff one of their Galagreators and then the other 2. Uh-oh. They're gonna Voltage Surge my Liberator. That's not good. Maybe I should have... Well, we couldn't have anticipated a Voltage Surge, I guess. Okay, Phyrexian Dragon Engine. That does have double strike. So, a buff on the greeters. Make sure to just buff like 2 of them and keep a 3/3. That way the Augur has the Coven as well. Some life gain, treasure token. Treasure token. They didn't want the Coven this time. Well, they could have... Well, never mind, yeah. They didn't want the Coven. Voltage Surge, they're gonna hold it for our turn. Okay, Patchwork Automaton off the top. We know the Voltage Surge is hitting Liberator. At least we get to buff the Automaton on the ground here. It makes their blocks really tricky. If they would have buffed 2 of their Galagreeters, they could have double blocked this Automaton. They don't know what this swamp is. Yeah, it still makes their blocks super tricky. Alright, let's swing. Let's do this. We don't want to plug anything into the Battlethopter, not when they can just kill it with the Voltage Surge. They go for the double block, but it's a 10-8 now, so they still need a little bit more, unless I'm missing something. Oh! They're gonna pay 3 to Voltage Surge the Patchwork. Is that really what they're gonna do? It must be. We're up to 40, guys. Are they not gonna? What's happening? What's happening? Alright, well, I'm gonna spend an extra mana here. Plug this into the Battlethopter. We don't want to plug the other ones in. The rabbit batteries are keeping this automaton alive right now. Voltage Surge the automaton? Yes? They are going to be able to bring the Dragon Engine back from the grave. Just a terrific addition for an Augur of Autumn deck, where you're just like constantly plugging cards onto the board with these types of decks. And so being able to refuel your hand as well as seeing like the tops of things. Maybe they didn't plan that, guys. Oh, there it is, and then they gotta pay the other 2. And again, we just get our 2 rabbit batteries back, and so now they need an answer. We can't equip the rabbit batteries because that's only at sorcery speed. Now they need an answer for the Battlethopter in the sky. And if they don't find like another Voltage Surge, we're gonna equip those rabbit batteries, get it above the Voltage Surge range, and then maybe the flying will just I'll tell you what though, they have a great chance of hitting another Voltage Surge if they have all 4 of them. If they have all 4 of them, it's gonna be a terrific chance. We'll see. Wonder what else we could see to help us guarantee a victory. Oh, they're keeping what's in hand. They must already have it. Prize fight. Oh. Okay. Okay, nice. Well, we exile that. The next thing gets flying. Eater of Virtue, man. I'm glad I didn't just put 1 in here. So now we'll be able to give our Patchwork... Hopefully we find our double strike soon. I think we have all 4 of them remaining in the deck. Ah, another mountain. That's gross. Alright, Patchwork, here you go, buddy. There you... Oh, what the crap. There you go. There you go. Come on, we need to get some double strike. Going back up to 50 here. Oh, 45, I'm sorry. I said double strike and my brain calculated for double strike damage instead. So much we could draw. And we're seeing mana. We might need to drop a mana, guys. I kind of forget how much is in. Hey, Dragon Spark Reactor. Oh, buddy. I love the opponent's deck. This is a very cool deck, opponent. Massive props. Hopefully we can get one more game in after this one. They end up swinging. Yeah, they can't block the Patchwork, and our Mishra's Foundry doesn't block here well. So, but now there's really a lot of stuff we can draw. Oh, there it is. Oh, let me play it out, opponent. Oh, let me play it out, please. Oh, it's so fun. Yes, thank you. Thank you, opponent. Oh, man. Good game, buddy. Good game. Making sure I didn't miss anything like with the reactor or anything. Oh, buddy. Thank you for letting me play this out. You are a champion. Dude, this is sweet. This is such like it's such a simple concept. It's literally just like an equipment deck, right? But it's so fun. It's so cool. It does a thing. It does it pretty efficiently too, doesn't it? See if we can see a little bit more of the meta here. Maybe go up against some mono black or something. It'll have to be a fast match though. If we go up against control and it starts leaning towards the opponent, we're pretty far into the video, so we're going to have to go ahead and give it to them if it gets a little bit too long, right? As I tend to not like my videos going over 50 minutes, as that is a long time. Good hands, guys. Every hand has been terrific. Probably just start with battery depending on what they hit here. Yeah, turn 2 Patchwork as soon as we see our 3rd mana, get the Liberator down. Yeah. This is a really good hand. If we don't see our 3rd mana, it is a completely sustainable hand too. For a little while at least. Opponent? Are you there, buddy? I believe in you, opponent. This has been happening a lot more recently, and I am wondering if people are freezing. So let's talk about the hand a little bit. We might as well, while we're waiting. While we're seeing if the opponent did end up freezing, right? So there is something to be said if like this was a tapped land, because you can see, yeah, wow, the hands are just really good. If this wasn't Sulfurous Springs and this was a tap land instead, then you could start with that, turn 2 Patchwork, and then you still have like the Eater and the Rabbit Battery for that turn 3, both bluffing the Patchwork. So there's actually reasons to not play anything on turn 1. This is actually one of the most ideal hands you can actually ask for, huh? Because the Battlethopter... Uh-oh, the timer's running down. Uh-oh, guys. Well, if the opponent ends up not being here, always remember we do have chapters at the bottom of the video. I do like keeping these in to showcase hands. And the chapters at the bottom, whenever stuff like this happens, it'll tell you what ends up happening, like opponent concedes early or something like that, which doesn't happen too often, but... Oh, they're letting us play. All right, we'll stick to the plan. Turn 1, Rabbit Battery, swinging in. Yeah, doesn't look like they're here. That's a shame. Oh, it's such a good hand. And we're almost 40 minutes in, too. Well, I wonder if we can get a fast one in. I wonder. I'm doubtful, so we should probably just go over the deck again for the final thoughts. Oh, I would love to revisit this one in the future, though. This was, I don't know, the few games that we're... Opponent? Hi, opponent. Did you freeze, buddy? Did you freeze? That's okay. That's okay. It happens to the best of us. Patchwork number 2 is disgusting. So I wasn't paying too much attention there. Opponent missed a full turn, right? I don't know. Maybe not. Did they miss any turn? I wasn't paying that much attention because I thought for sure that they weren't gonna be here. Hopefully they didn't miss a full turn though. I'll have to go back and watch it and find out. Got the 3rd mana, but it's just gonna be like they're tapped out right now too. Getting everything down, guys. Like, and I mean everything. Eater of Virtue is dropping this turn as well. No questions asked. If we can get stuff down without having a make disappear, like take out some of our best stuff, then we're doing it. They need so much extra mana to spot remove Patchwork Automaton. Which is why we'll probably plug the battery into one of the automatons. Oh, well. Liberator might be a better bet. The second battery is probably the best bet, actually. Because we have 2 open for a make disappear. It buffs the patchwork, so we can equip it. And we can equip the Eater of Virtue. They're going to cut down the lower patchwork here. Nice. Very nice. All right, so we'll go ahead, equip this to Patchwork. We could just equip it to the other battery. Now this is fine. And we'll equip this one to the battery. Spread out something, I guess. When it's down to 7. That's fine. We'll save the treasure token. Yeah, opponent could definitely have more spot removal for the patchwork. And then we draw a card. We still have a couple batteries. Wedding announcement. They definitely need like a cut down for this battery here. Because this has menace. Wow, Thran power suit. Oh, opponent, let me play it out. What a draw, guys. They need something very fancy. I don't know what it could be because the ward on the patchwork should just get us there. GG, opponent, GG. Yeah, the menace got us there. So menace, haste, ward 2, ward 2. Oh, buddy, let's go. Okay, wow. I had a lot of fun today, guys. Let's go over the deck again, shall we? Sometimes there's just that deck that just really speaks to you, and sometimes it just draws really well. It does a thing. Now, we did flood out that one game, but like it didn't even matter because we were doing so much fun stuff. How often do you get to see an equipment build too? And it like all worked so well together. The automaton is just disgusting as usual. Eater of Virtue was amazing, huh? Sticky Fingers was great. Hammerhand did a thing against mono blue. We did extra damage, but then of course they were still able to take the game. Yeah, everything was awesome, guys. I really enjoyed this one. Did we get to see Twinshot today? I don't think we did. I think it's still worth having on the top end here. We could definitely see scenarios where that could have come in handy to flash it down with the Liberator on the board and stuff too. So cool. I like this one, guys. Let me know what you thought down in the comments. I wouldn't change too much. We could consider... Now see, we already have 23 mana. I think that's fine. I don't think dropping to 22, even with the ramp off Sticky Fingers, it's not like we have all 4 of these in here. And there's no other really great way to ramp either. With all the reconfigure cost, I do think 23 is where you want it. I think the Bloodfell Caves is fine too. Like I said, it's pretty greedy to have like double black on the Fleshgorger sometimes. So having those extra Bloodfell Caves can kind of save an entire game, even though they're a little bit slow. That's that, guys. Hey, if you made it this far into the video, then y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. And somehow I forgot to mention our sub goal again, guys. We do have a 2023 sub goal. It's set all the way up at 5,000, but we have a whole year to get there. I 100% believe in you guys. So if you want to help us reach that goal, then do consider subscribing. It is much appreciated, friends. Alrighty, I'll see you in the next one.